life of a hunter. It's not about an end result. It's about an expedition, a journey that leads us into wild places, both near and far. In a time where some believe hunting is not relevant to modern society, we carry the torch and stand on the foundations of those that have come before us. We continue to invest into the ecosystems of which we must sustain. It's an effort to conserve, to provide, and celebrate God's renewable resources.
Hey, 380 plus.
It is our life. It is our passion. And we make no apologies for our God-given right to hunt. The Iowa late season hunt has become one of the most anticipated traditions for the team of the Given Right. With a hunting schedule that starts 6 months prior in the month of September, this camp serves as an opportunity to unwind and share stories of both the highs and the lows that have been experienced throughout the year. With the pressure of the rut long gone, these whitetails are now focused on putting on as much weight as possible for the upcoming Iowa winter, which regularly sees temperatures well below zero. The food plots that were planted in the summer months have now become essential for the survival of this deer herd, and the main focus of Mark and Kenneth's attention.
It's January 1st, we're here in Iowa, and as you can see, we have snow. Not a lot, but it's enough to do the job. The deer come out into the food plots. We're expected to get about 12 inches, we ended up getting 5, and it's not quite as cold as it was supposed to be either, which, yeah. We got one tonight that we're gonna go after. I think Curtis and I hunted a couple days before during shotgun season and never caught up with him. Box 10 or Crabby 10, whatever you want to call him. We call him 2 different names, but that's where we're heading. Kenneth and Matt. Kenneth's parents got some COVID over the last week. We had some bad news there, but the good news is so far they're doing really well. So he's going to be a day, maybe too late. So, but they're leaving in the morning. They'll be on up here and have a big old camp with everybody here. It'll be a lot of fun. It always is here in Iowa. So, got a nice start tonight. If we shoot one tonight, then we can torture Kenneth a little bit more. It always makes it fun, putting the pressure on him. But the problem is then I gotta cook and clean the camp, so I just gotta shoot does. The only bad thing about this blind is that these deer can come from 360 here. It doesn't matter. We got CRP behind us. We got CRP in front of us. We got 2 food plots up to our left. And it's only about 80 yards to the top of this knoll here. They pop up and they're right there. They're right on you. So you don't get a long look at them sometimes. Sometimes the action's pretty quick. But that's the cameraman's problem.
One downfall of this late season hunt is that many of the bucks are beginning to shed their antlers. This race against the clock adds another variable to hunting these deer. Just because you find a buck that is still intact doesn't mean they are always going to be old enough.
Pretty deer though. Man, is he pretty. I'm excited there for a second.
When he stepped out, I was like, ooh.
It's like, I can tell he's not big enough, but he's got a lot of points.
A lot of points.
We got some pretty deer in this farm, don't we?
Yes, you do.
We got some nice up-and-comers. We're, after our box 10, we sat on the southeast block Curtis and I did last night, and he showed up on the southwest. The night before, he was on the main blind. So we're going over here, and we're going to move this stand, because we got a horrible wind. We cannot sit the stand that's there right now. So we're going to move this for the 3rd time this year, after the same deer. And Curtis and I are going to sit there until next year, until we kill this deer. We're going to get in this blind, we're going to sit there. They have south wind for 4 more nights in Iowa in January. Never heard of that before. So we're going to adapt. We're going to get him. He's only got to make one mistake. That's all he's got to do. And I'm going to be here when he does.
The Given Right is being brought to you by Expedition Archery, Element Outdoors, Real Tree, CVA, Hornady, Bare Bones Outdoors, Victory, and Trophy Tree Stands. On the third day of the hunt, Kenneth was finally able to make it into camp and wasted no time getting into his hunting clothes.
Curtis and I have been here this will be our third hunt. This is Kenneth's first hunt, probably his last one. I'm actually going to drive him out to the stand there in a tree, believe it or not, but it's not that cold. It's about 30 degrees, 29 degrees. Only got about 5-mile-an-hour wind, and where his deer is, a south wind doesn't work unless you're in a tree stand. It's a bow setup, but it'll be a cool set for him. He's all dressed up and bundled up. He and Matt, they'll make it fine.
Top on there.
Well, I'll do it for you.
I'll
Just
go.
sit right there. You just sit right there.
I'm holding Matt in.
I don't want you doing it. I'll break a twig. We'll do it. That's all right.
Oh, my buddy. It's a good thing, you know, you go through life, and my daddy always said you could count your good friends on one hand, and Mark's definitely on this other hand. But we have a good time together anyway. Oh, there he is. Hey, how you doing?
I heard you.
I'm joking.
I can drop you off and walk.
I'm joking. You this one on this hand.
There's public property out there.
You this one on this hand.
In order to keep the deer from spooking from the side-by-side while walking in, Mark drives Kenneth into the plot, where he is hunting before heading back to his stand, where he hopes the box 10 will show himself before dark.
Kenneth and Matt are over. They're actually sitting in a tree, so we'll be sending them some pictures of our here in about an hour when it gets cold. Tonight should be a good night for us. I'm not saying we're going to shoot our deer. Obviously can't guarantee that, but it's just a perfect night for that deer to come out. So high hopes, high hopes.
So this place is kind of neat because this fence right here that's right below us, back during turkey season, Matt and I were up here turkey hunting with Dan and Chris, and during the middle of the day we come over and put this barbed wire fence up right here, so we know this spot real well. We went up and down this hill pulling barbed wire back and forth and stretching it, so pretty cool coming back to it.
As the action was starting to pick up for Kenneth, Mark spots movement on his side of the farm.
It's a Cordell 4. It's exactly what we've been saying. If he comes out early. He come up with 4 little does. That's him. Let's let him work his way up. We got a good wind. There's no sense in rushing it. We'll get ready though. Hooked ourselves up. Oh, grab it down. Yes. I can't believe this. It's 3:52. The sun is dead in our eyes. And we knew by the cameras this buck moves early. But the problem is he doesn't move every day. And this is our third day on the same spot. Curtis and I made a decision we were going to sit here until he came out. Yesterday the winds were marginal. Today they're perfect. He came out way earlier than we even expected. We knew he wasn't hitting those cameras until about 4:15, 4:30, which are up here in the corn, so he eats in those beans first. He was one of the first deer out in the field. We just hammered him. Yes! Hit me 5, bud.
Good job.
I think our boys Kenneth could hear us shoot from here. Yes!
The Give and Ride is being brought to you by Scrape Fix, PFC, Bone Collector Game Calls, Lethal, Sig Sauer, Insights, Dry Shod, and Texas Trophy Hunters. After a strategic game of cat and mouse with the deer known as the Box 10, Mark finally had his encounter and was anxious to put his hands on this mature Iowa whitetail.
He didn't go 75, 80 yards. Bam! That's a beautiful sight, it sure is. Oh yeah. We gotta be really careful. We've killed a couple deer in the last week or so that the horns came off. So we gotta be a little light on this. Oh. I know I say it virtually every time, but this doesn't get old.
Pursuing mature whitetail bucks is a passion that dates back many years for Mark. The moments of success are only a small fraction of the year-long management process that occurs on his farms. All of the work that goes into preparing habitat to sustain a healthy deer herd led up to this very moment.
My hand cold. You shot a nice deer though.
Easy on the horns. Easy on the horns. Unless you want to get them put back on, easy with the horns there, homie.
Man, he's pretty.
He's pretty, right?
That's cool. See, you were just waiting for me to get
Just waiting
here
for you to get here so you
to
could
shoot one, so you could rub it in.
I thought I was waiting to hear you shoot all night long.
With Mark's final buck tag of the year filled, Kenneth is now hoping to follow suit.
We got a really marginal wind this afternoon, meaning that the weatherman says it's light and variable, which is never good for a deer hunter.
Due to marginal winds over the next few days, Kenneth was not able to get into the area where he knew a couple of big deer were regularly coming out. They decided to sit on the outskirts of the farm in hopes of catching a mature buck passing through. These sits were full of encounters, but the right buck never showed up. On the 5th day of the hunt, Kenneth got a wind shift, which allowed him to move into the blind he had been waiting to hunt.
Here we go. New spot. Got a picture of a couple of bucks that's been frequenting this little place right here. Really, really good. Last few days, so we got Curtis to drop us off and we're gonna walk into the stand, so here we go, buddy. Let's do it. Elated right now because we've been watching this reveal cell camera right here every afternoon, and these deer just been pouring in here. I'm hoping old Worm Jr. comes in here and pays us a visit this afternoon, and sure it would be fun.
I mean, this is one of the first times you've got to kill something with a name, isn't it?
Besides, other than Patty, I got to shoot Patty.
As the afternoon progressed, many deer made their way into the food plot to feed. As the darkness was closing in, the bucks that were making their way in continued to get bigger, Unfortunately for Kenneth, one of the target bucks did not show himself until well after camera light, so he slipped out of the blind with plans to return tomorrow afternoon.
We had an interesting night last night here. The deer that we're hunting, he showed up about 7 to 8 minutes after the camera lost light. Tomorrow happens to be my birthday, so it would be pretty cool to shoot a big old deer.
I'm trying.
On, the day before my birthday.
Yeah.
I've spent
Nice.
my last 5 birthdays in Iowa,
Be a nice present.
and I've shot a deer every year that I've been up here. So, I just don't want to break that streak. I really want that streak to stay alive. So,
We'll get you. We'll get you a deer. Might be a doe, but we'll get you a deer.
we're having fun, y'all.
The Give and Ride is being brought to you by Reveal, Swagger, Vision Bikes, Tacticam, Thorn Broadheads, Big and J, Crescent, and Caveman Gear. After Mark's success earlier in the week and multiple days of marginal wins, Kenneth is setting in for his 6th day of hunting with a couple of target deer on his mind.
Did you check that blood up top?
There's a smaller buck walking down the hill over here to my right.
Where?
Over here. I can't see him too good. He's walking like a big buck though. I mean, he's taking 5 steps and looking around. You got him yet?
Dude, that's cause he is a big buck.
Is he?
Yeah, he's come right under that big tree.
Oh,
You better get ready, jump in the fence right there.
Oh, I got him.
Just had a big acorn come off the hill, walking across, coming straight to us. Is that him? Huh?
We did it. Attaboy. Awesome shot.
Thank you. 6 days. And we got it done. On one of the deer that we wanted to shoot. That's a big old pretty 8-point. And he's laying right there. Dude, he's bigger than I thought he was. Holy cow. What was I even thinking about? Oh my goodness, man. Did you think he was that big?
I knew he was big.
I mean, I'm speechless. Normally when I'm serious, usually when I walk up on a deer, they usually shrink. This one grew.
Yeah.
He got bigger when I walked up on him.
Yes. Yes. That's all I can say right now.
Matt, when he was walking down the hill, you're right. He was walking just like a big one. Oh man. Good gracious. If I would have let this deer go, I'd have been sick.
I'd have pushed you out of the blind.
I'd have been, I don't know what in the world I was even thinking when we were sitting in the blind up there even. I mean, why did I let him walk up this close? I should have shot him out there somewhere.
We got him.
Look, I ain't kidding. I'm nervous now.
Oh yeah.
I was not, when I shot him, I was not really that nervous. But this is a big deer. Hey, book him, Dano.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
The 2020 whitetail season was filled with success from the entire Give and Right team. Looking back over these moments make you realize just how truly blessed that you are. In a season of life that will be remembered for a pandemic, we were thankful for the opportunities to safely travel and participate in our passion for hunting. We will always carry out and never apologize for our God-given right to hunt.